Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the JUKEBOX Time Machine. This week we've hit the first new year of the millennium and it's the end of April 2001. By spring of this year, the rock revolution of the 90s was well and truly over. And the charts were now ruled by slick R&B, pristine pop and shiny studio polish. The Y2K look was bright, plasticky and metallic. In short, the 90s indie kids had been replaced by pop's Destiny's Children. Right, so let's get stuck into the top 10. At number 10 this week, falling straight down from its debut position at number 3 last week, it's Janet Jackson with It's All For You. It was Janet's first big solo UK hit in years, but here in week 2 she's already sliding out of the top 10. But we might just see Janet again later on in the video. And at number 9 we have Gorillaz with Clint Eastwood, which entered the chart at number 4 6 weeks ago. Down from number 6 last week, 7 weeks in and it's still going strong. Damon Albarn's animated experiment was now a fully fledged pop juggernaut. Right, let's have a little video at what movies were mesmerising cinema goers in 2001. Released this week in British cinemas, first up, it's Exit Wounds, starring Steven Seagal and rapper DMX, a pairing we never wanted and didn't deserve.
I promised I would always be my brother's keeper. I keep my promises.
Also out this week was The Mexican, directed by Gore Verbinski and starring Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. Brad and Julia hit the big screen together here for the first time in The Mexican, a film that's half romantic road trip, half cartel caper. Critics baffled, but the star power pulled in the crowds.
Mexican to his future.
And the films dominating the UK box office this week in April were Bridget Jones's Diary. Released the previous week, it was still the biggest film in UK cinemas. Zellweger's British accent may have been a surprise, but cinema goers couldn't get enough.
Find a nice, sensible man.
Also riding high this week in the UK box office was Spy Kids.
Now, the only two people who can save them.
Robert Rodriguez's family-friendly, gadget-filled adventure held tight in its 3rd week of release.
Spy. Good spy puts himself in the mindset of the opponent. Ew, gross. What do you see? You.
Right, let's get back to the chart. At number 8, it's Emma Bunton with What Took You So Long. This was Baby Spice's first solo number 1. But this week her acoustic-driven earworm was slowly stepping aside to make room for the week's newer arrivals. And at number 7, it's a new entry from Madonna with What It Feels Like for a Girl. This was the final single from the album Music, with a controversial video banned by MTV. It's her lowest charting single of the Music era. Okay, let's have a little look at what people were watching on TV this week. Well, over on Channel 4 on Friday the 27th of April, Countdown celebrated its 3000th episode, a testament to its enduring popularity and the nation's love for word and number puzzles.
Thank you very much, everybody, and welcome. Well, you know, it seems like only yesterday when Countdown burst forth upon a grateful nation, but there it was, November the 2nd, 1982, and here we are celebrating yet another anniversary. Yes, today, everybody, I'm sure you know by now, but we're delighted and thrilled and proud that today is the 3000th edition of Countdown.
Also on the box this week, a new series of the short-lived music quiz panel show, A Question of Pop, began on BBC One early Saturday evenings, hosted by Jamie Thingston with team captains Noddy Holder and Suggs.
Hello,
welcome to a brand new series of A Question of Pop. New series, new titles and new team captains. And if you don't know them now, you soon will. Two of the fastest rising stars in pop. Graham from Boy Thing and Puff Noddy.
This was the musical version of the BBC's long-running sports quiz show A Question of Sport, and the family version of the more raucous BBC Two music quiz show Nevermind the Buzzcocks, which usually aired after 9 p.m. Guests on this episode included Richie from Five, Claire from Steps, Midge and Carol Decker.
10. Oh, that's easy, isn't it?
Been eating something funny by the look of that hair.
Oh dear.
There's one Gwen Stefani, no doubt.
Yeah, I think. Is it Gwen Stefani?
Lead singer.
Very strange surname. From No Doubt.
It's the right answer. 2 points, well done.
Richie boy, I'm just going to go down to Sainsbury's, get some munchies. What do you want?
Some pasta salad or something.
Aye. Try before you buy.
Yeah.
All right, then. Are they sun-blushed tomatoes?
Yeah, they are.
Can I have a little tub of those?
Anything else?
See what would be nice? One of those green olives. Little knob of parmesan, though. Oh, no. I got it in my helmet. I'll save it for later. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye, Rich.
I'm starving. Are you not having anything?
No, mate, I'm not hungry.
Sainsbury's, making life taste better.
Right, back to the music chart. At number 6 we have Gabrielle with Out of Reach. Down from number 4, from the Bridget Jones' Diary soundtrack, Gabrielle's soulful ballad had serious staying power. And at number 5 we have Shaggy featuring Rick Rock with It Wasn't Me. Down from number 2 after hitting number 1 earlier in the year, this former chart topper was still hanging in the top tier at week 8. Okay, it's time to have a look at the news and sport. While the foot and mouth disease crisis was dominating the news cycle, since around February, the UK was grappling with the outbreak, with reports indicating that 32,000 animals were slaughtered and 37,000 disposed of in the week ending April 22nd.
He's already put up signs banning casual visitors from the farm and has a bucket of disinfectant at the gate. Everyone leaving the farm, even Orpwood himself, has to be disinfected just in case the virus is already present. Orpwood survived the 1998 slump when prices fell by 3/4, and the swine fever crisis last year, when the average pig farmer lost $50,000. But the current outbreak of foot and mouth disease could prove the final straw.
Okay, in sport this week we had the Men's World Snooker Championship,
And it was effectively match ball that time.
which spanned from April 21st to the 27th, with Ronnie O'Sullivan winning, of course.
Was in first in this fray with 45. But Ronnie O'Sullivan clears up with 80. Ronnie O'Sullivan wins the Embassy World Championship.
We also had the Formula One World Championship Spanish Grand Prix, in which Michael Schumacher won, of course. Right, back to our top 10 singles now. At number 4 we have Missy Elliott with Get Your Freak On. And at number 3 we have boy band O-Town with Liquid Dreams. This was the debut single from the MTV Making the Band graduates.
Every night she comes to me and gives me all the love I need.
Okay, let's have a little look at games. Well, you would expect there to be a bumper crop of games in 2001, but according to my research, there really wasn't that much out this week. Most video games back then tended to be stacked towards the end of the year to capitalise on the Christmas period. But released on the 27th for Windows was Tropico, a tongue-in-cheek construction and management simulation game.
Tropical.
Of Railroad Tycoon 2 comes Tropical, an addictive mix of building-oriented gameplay and political intrigue. For the PC and Macintosh, Tropical, taking office 2001.
But people would have been playing things like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the PlayStation or Dreamcast.
Blast your way through twisting, tangled plots.
Perfect Dark on the N64.
Darkness has never been a better place to play. Perfect Dark for your N64. Trust no one.
Or SSX on PS2.
Prêt pour la fête?
Yeah! It's weirder than candy!
Mr. Jones in the house, yo! Come on!
Get it on!
Number one, baby! Yeah, that
rocks! Or The Sims on Windows, that were all released in the game's dump period at the end of 2000.
Coming out of hibernation leaves any animal tired, confused, and very hungry. This adult male's lucky. He's cleverly managed to unearth some crunchy Kellogg's cornflakes with ice-cold milk, which should help shake off the long sleep. There. Alert and awake, he waits for the cubs and the rest of the family. Have you woken up to Kellogg's cornflakes?
Okay, on to our penultimate song of the chart. We have Ronan Keating with Lovin' Each Day, which was an upbeat follow-up to Ronan's previous ballads. This song was co-written by that guy from that awful band, The New Radicals. And at number 1 in the UK Top 10 this week, we have Destiny's Child with Survivor. A new entry and instant classic, fierce, defiant, and one of the biggest empowerment anthems of the decade. You couldn't walk past a radio without hearing it. And over in the US, the number 1, well, she's back. It's Janet Jackson, who spent 7 weeks at the top of the Billboard chart. Okay, well, it's time for my Forgotten Gem of the Week to end the episode off. I really struggled to find anything in this week's pop culture collection that actually appealed to me in any way. Nothing in the singles chart or box office that tickled my fancy enough to sing its praises. So I've had to trawl the album chart to find something that I genuinely liked. So my Forgotten Gem of the last week of April 2001 is the self-titled debut album by the Irish band JJ72. It was slowly sliding out of the top 100 at this point though, after a decent 27 weeks on the chart, reaching its peak at number 16 the previous summer. It's an album of gentle verses touching on the pain and beauty of youth, and bombastic catchy choruses that make you want to sing at the top of your lungs. Mark Greeny's voice shines through though, sounding nothing like anyone else at the time, and his songwriting hints at some of the more subdued elements of bands like Nirvana and Manic Street Preachers. The album is beautiful and melancholic, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who is a fan of late 90s.
A bit of umming and plenty of R-ing.
Right.
David Edwards felt a million times better.
£500,000.
Now it's the final show. Could we see another jackpot winner? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Thursday at 8, ITV.